know that among you there are many citizens who love the country, who are passionately supporting the judicial reform, and there are many other citizens. They too are great lovers of the country, who oppose the judicial reform. But in democracy, there are red lines of how to conduct the debate, how to hold the debate. And it doesn't matter how deep, how stormy, how shaking the debate is, the red line is clear-cut. Vehement ban on anarchy and violence. Yesterday in Hawara, a horrible murder of two beautiful brothers. I told those who violated the law, we will not tolerate the situation that every person will do what they think is right. And today in Tel Aviv, we saw red lines being crossed. We will not tolerate the situation that a person will do what he thinks is just. We cannot accept violence. We cannot accept beating police officers. We cannot accept blocking roads. We cannot tolerate threats on public figures and their families, things that are happening as we speak, in the heart of Tel Aviv. We will not accept breaking the law and violence, not in Hawara, not in Tel Aviv, not anywhere. Just to give you examples, what is not reasonable to do during a protest in a democratic country. And now I want to give you opposite examples of what you should do, part of a protest in a democratic country. 2 decades ago, the debate among us was not less shattering, not less fundamental. Sector of the public that was opposing with all its being to the government policy, feeling that the world has come to an end. 2 decades ago, the government decided to uproot tens of thousands of Israelis from their homes, to dig people out of their graves, to remove their towns. People saw their lives simply collapsing. They believed in their entire being that this is the beginning of the end. So they launched a fierce, firm battle, public battle, a forceful, powerful one that included large portions of the society. But I can say one thing. This battle did not cross any red lines. We did not see then what we're seeing today. The protesters then did not beat police officers, did not call for civil uprising, did not call to disobey the law, did not call to get the money out of the country, and did not smear the country around the world. Opposition leaders, myself included, we did not call to disobey the law, we did not call for reservists not to serve, we did not call to halt the economy, we did not block roads, we did not try to bring the country to the verge of anarchy. Or in short, we did not cross any red lines. Then, the opposition that I headed was responsible. Today, unfortunately, the opposition is acting irresponsibly. One of the leaders of the opposition parties is declaring, and I'm quoting, throwing rocks at police officers is unpleasant, but it's not that bad. Another party leader is fueling the protest and is briefing that he plans to reach a constitutional crisis, so it will lead to the collapse of the government and trigger new elections. But I'm saying another thing too. I know it's not all. I know that there are opposition leaders and also among the protesters different voices that are opposing this radical rhetoric or radical worldview. There's a tiny portion of them a militant portion that is, by the way, financed by foreign entities. I call those responsible ones to voice their opinion. And I want to tell you another thing, the citizens of Israel. If we do not do that, the situation will only go down the drain further, because if you're eliminating the red lines on one side, tomorrow they will be eliminated on the other side. And from here, the road to an abyss is very short, too short. I would like to ask all of us to listen to Esti Yaniv, the mother of boys who was uprooted from her home during the disengagement and buried her sons the other day. She called for brotherhood, for unity. I once again call to calm the tensions, to find a way soon to communicate and to agree. We shall not beat one another, because we are brothers. We do not have another country. We shall all help one another because we are brothers. Thank you very much.
Just heard Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu speak, condemning some of the protesters today that he said were unleashing anarchy. He did speak about maybe speaking with the opposition, but nothing in the concrete form. With me is one of the leading figures of the, I would say, protest or opposition, non-political party.